Welcome to Don't Repeat What Mommy Says. Do
Welcome.
not do it.
Don't do it. However, do go buy the Maybelline Sky Tubes mascara.
We switched again.
We switched again. We totally switched again.
What the fuck?
Our recording software keeps flipping sides for us. So,
It's freaking me out.
no, I was telling her I wanted to talk about this mascara because I saw Jeffree Star post about it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go buy it. And I don't know how many places I looked for it and didn't
And it
find
was
it,
at
didn't
Walmart.
find it. She goes, I bet it's at Walmart. I'm like, surely the makeup store would have had it. They have a whole Maybelline display. Nope, it was at Walmart. So, Maybelline Sky Tubes, it looks really good. And if you're somebody with like, my eyes get weirdly sensitive from makeup remover. This stuff comes right off with like warm water. So it doesn't bother my eyes to take it off, and it all comes off, so I don't have like the little residue left because I couldn't get it. So that was completely off topic, but I really like this mascara and I wanted to talk
No,
about
I
it.
like to watch him too because I really want that Chanel water fresh whatever stuff that he
Yeah,
reviewed.
yeah.
And it's like $72 though, so I haven't bought it yet, but I want to.
I don't know. If you're watching this, tag Jeffree Star because we want to send him a book, but I don't really want to send it to his California address when he lives like 30 minutes away from my house. So tag Jeffree Star. Maybe he'll see our flip floppy podcast.
I just I need to order that Chanel stuff though. Like seriously, if you're looking for makeup stuff, he's a good. Well, the nice thing like that one was expensive, but the nice thing is like if he sees something comparable that's like less expensive, he does talk about that too, which I
He
appreciate.
He does, because I saw one recently. He was talking about some like fancy schmancy expensive name brand eyeshadow that everyone was hyping up. And he was like Wet and Wild. I don't remember if it was exactly Wet and Wild, but it was one of those like bigger name drugstore brands. He's
Hmm.
like, they make a dupe, they look almost identical. He put both on his hand. He's like, the formula's really similar, so they wear the same, they blend the same. So super good for drugstore dupes too, if you don't want to spend a ton of money on makeup.
Yeah, he didn't have a drugstore dupe for the Chanel stuff though,
Yeah,
but it is geared toward mature women, and God knows I'm getting old, so.
yeah. I like to watch his page because he'll post videos of him like walking his camel through Tractor Supply. And it makes me want to just go camp out at the Casper Tractor Supply.
I should show you that. Remind me to show you that knife that Dave got me at Tractor Supply.
Okay,
He found a cold steel. Like, I don't know if you know anything about knives. Like, I mean, you do.
I
But do you
do.
know anything about cold steel knives? Really good brand.
No, not really.
Well, he had this knife and it was just hanging from like a necklace and it's pointing down, but it clicks into the thing really good. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, it's really handy, like if I gotta cut a box open, he just pulls it out. I was like, oh my God, that thing's amazing. So the next time I went to work, he bought me one.
Yeah, when I used to work at McDonald's, that lady from the Steam Show, she did a booth. This lady, she was there every year, and it was called Bangles and Blades. She sold jewelry and knives, and her husband sold jerky. Um,
Yeah.
the jerky guy, he was awesome.
Hmm.
But I bought a necklace from there because at McDonald's we never had box cutters and we weren't supposed to have a knife. So I bought this necklace that was like this big dragon pendant and it just looked like a normal necklace, but you could pull the tail out and it was a little blade on the end. So I used to wear that to work to use it as a box cutter.
This one looks like you have a knife hanging from you. And on him, it doesn't look as ridiculous, but I'm a much smaller person. So it hangs down to my navel, and then I bend over and it's like clunk onto the counter. And people at work are like, who are you trying to cut? No, I was cutting
Who are you,
boxes in the
who are
other
you trying to
room,
cut? Who wants to get cut? Come on.
right?
Step
Better be
up.
polite. But it is really handy for like breaking down boxes and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. But yeah, he got it at Tractor Supply. He's like, I'm like, they had cold steel knives at Tractor Supply. He's like, yeah, who knew? Right there in the front.
I freaked out the mom group people with my switchblade. So the switchblades they make now, they have like a safety on them. So if you hit the lever and it hits something, the blade won't go out all the way. So you can't accidentally stab something or yourself.
Right.
But I was telling him about it. I was like, oh, yeah, there's like a built-in safety feature. So I showed them, like against my pant leg, I went and flipped the switch and the blade went tink and bounced back up. And they were like, oh my God, what if you had stabbed yourself? I'm like, literally, like a piece of straw getting stuck in the shaft can make the knife not come out. Like, it's not going to hurt you. I'd be more worried about the blade not locking in place when you needed it. That's why it's not my go-to
Mm.
self-defense knife. But it
Yeah,
is
that would
really
be good.
sharp. So for
I
farm
keep
chores.
stabbing him. Nothing's happening.
Right, it's like one of
You
those
just bludgeoned him in the eye a little bit.
it's like one of those prop knives. The way the blade like retracts. I wish I had it with me. I'd show everybody, but maybe I'll drop the little video I made that scared the mom
Yeah.
group people.
Are we like the only moms that are into knives? Like, surely there's other moms that are into this.
Surely there's got to be others cuz like I mean, I'm sitting in my
We
office
we can't be
and
the only ones.
I got my katanas on the floor just chilling.
Oh, wait. Hang on.
I'm sure I have other knives in here while she's walking away to get knives. This is totally not what we intended to talk about in this episode. Oh yeah, there's a machete. I can't reach it. I can't reach it, so you don't get to see my machete today. Oh, machete! Okay, wait, now I have to reach it. Hang on.
It's my headboard machete,
Like mother, like daughter.
right?
It's my
And this
office
one,
machete.
I like this one because on the blade, so on the blade, it says living dead. It's all fun and games until someone gets bit.
Okay, I was incorrect. This is not the machete. I do have a machete somewhere. This is this thing.
So, is this gonna like lose us viewers? Yeah, we're weird moms.
We're super weird moms. But like we used to have when we lived in one of the houses, the bad house. We talked about that in our paranormal
The bad
episode.
house.
The
Yeah.
bad house. We had the living room set up like a dungeon. Like there was so many knives and swords and battle axes on the walls. The ninja star hanging from the
Remember when the
fireplace
Jehovah Witness
machetes.
ladies came and asked me if I was ready for the end of the world?
Yes,
And I
yes, I
opened the
do.
door. I'm like, yes, ma'am, I certainly am. And they're like, but no, we're talking about. And I was like, well, doesn't the Bible say that the dead will rise? I go, you're not going to get very far in those skirts, ladies. What are you looking at?
I was looking to see what other knives I have in here. I see a sword on the shelf behind me.
Well,
Because
we
my
just have like that. Well, Dad, I didn't know Dad had a machete, but his was like next to mine. I don't like his as much. Mine's really light, so mine's like for the ladies because the muscle atrophy and stuff. So if I really have to start swinging that at somebody, I could go for a long time. It's really light.
and that's why I like that sword that I showed that I thought was my machete. It's really light. But I don't know. We're weird. This is 8 minutes in, and we have not gotten on topic. So
We haven't gotten on topic, but that. So what? We could go to home defense because here's my home defense. Like I got the machete on my headboard, and I sleep naked. So if somebody breaks in, they're gonna be confronted by a naked grandma with a machete, and I'm thinking they're just gonna run. Like
yeah,
I'm probably never gonna have to. I mean, hopefully nobody will ever break in, but if they do, I'm thinking they're gonna be like, I don't know what I walked into, but I'm out of here because something hinky going on in this house.
yeah. So we have most of our stuff in the bedroom. Like lots of. I know you can't really say the word on YouTube, so lots of high velocity projectile launchers in the
Okay.
bedroom. Most of them are actually in the bathroom that's off of our bedroom because we ran out of space in the safe. But then I've got like all kinds of swords, knives. I have a diaper bag knife. I have a purse knife. I have a shed knife. Um, I just like to plan ahead. And usually these knives end up coming out for things like a delicious slice of cheesecake. Or
Yes, I mean to be fair, I, I've never cut anything with this particular machete, but the one I had before this, I used to cut down a Christmas tree one year. So I mean that's generally what we use these things for.
well, and I don't know where the other machete we have is, but that one we actually bought for when we were going hunting for wild boar in New Mexico. My husband was using it to cut down the brush as we were going through public land because we
Mm.
couldn't get anywhere.
Yeah, but you can
So,
cut down a pretty decent sized Christmas tree with a machete if it's a good machete. I don't know about this one. I mean, you could. It's just it's lighter than the one I had before was a bit more of a chopper.
hmm
So it was pretty good for like a tree, where this is probably more for like brush or
yeah,
zombies, like it says on the blade, just in case. You never know.
zombies, just in case.
Zombies.
Yeah, I saw somebody talking about like self-defense tips,
Hmm.
and they were saying like in a lot of places where you can't carry a weapon necessarily, you can always carry a baseball bat. And the one lady said her dad was like a police chief or something, told her to put or a knee-high sock over the end of the bat, so that if she ever has to use it and somebody tries to grab it, the sock slips off and she can keep on swinging. And I was like,
That's a
I
good idea.
never thought of
I
that.
never thought of that either. I can't believe I didn't think about that.
Right?
Another thing that you can have if you cannot have a knife or something like that. Cold Steel again thought of everything. So the guy, you really have to YouTube the Cold Steel, okay? Because he always does demonstrations, and the guy who creates these weapons is hysterical. But he came up with it's called the torpedo. All right, and it looks like a spike, and it's pretty meaty, and it's designed to just throw it, okay? And you don't have to be any kind of an expert. You just wing that thing, and even if it doesn't hit with the pointy end, it'll like crush something, because they showed people like throwing it at cinder blocks and whatnot. It's not illegal anywhere. So, and it's just like, somebody's coming after you, just chuck it at them, right? But it's pretty meaty. So then he made the mini torpedoes for the ladies who can't wing that thing, because it's kind of meaty. I mean, I can throw it, but you got to lift some weights.
Right.
But yeah, then they have like the little mini torpedoes. So that guy like thought of everything, and then he has choppers, and he has an array of things. But even if you're not into weaponry, watching his YouTubes is just funny. Like the guy's funny,
Yeah.
very enthusiastic about his
But
creations.
I think as parents, you tend to have a little bit of a heightened sense of alert, especially when your kids are really little and they're kind of doo just making their way through the world without a clue that anything could be dangerous. And I'm not saying like crazy person stalking you to your car, like they might run out into traffic, like my son tried to do the other day at breakfast,
Mm.
or, just the stupid things kids do. So I think as parents, you tend to think a little bit more about some of those precautions. So like there's a whole lot of advice online. Some of it's good and some of it sucks.
Well, I'm big on intuition
Yep.
and being prepared. And if you read our book, yes, that's why Norma is the way she is, because she is based on how I raised my girls. And to be fair, I was raised that way. I was very much raised knowing that it was a dangerous world and you better be prepared. Um, Two schools of thought on that. There are a lot of people who don't want to convey that message to their children because they don't want their children to lose their innocence, and that's valid, and I completely understand that. If that is the case, then you as a parent really need to be vigilant, because your
Yes.
child isn't going to be, and they shouldn't have to be. But I took the other route. I let my children know what the dangers in the world were and what we needed to do to be prepared for these things. I don't think either way is right or wrong. What you're
Yes.
comfortable with and what you think your children can handle, that is the correct thing to do. But that there are dangers in the world. So just be prepared and be vigilant, and
Yeah.
make sure you know what your little pea pods are doing.
Well, and I've seen a few moms make videos like this where they were talking about how they handle like when they're at a store with their kids and getting their kids in the car, especially when you have multiple little people in car seats. Because when
Yeah.
you're leaning in the car to strap that car seat in, you are not very aware of what's going on behind you. So the one mom was saying she had like four kids all in car seats at different ages. She was saying she gets all of them in, and then she climbs in the back with them and shuts all the doors, locks them, and then buckles them all individually.
This is a good idea.
Which is a good idea, yeah. If you're going to go the route that I do, where you're gonna just stand outside the car and buckle your kid in, I just make sure that I'm looking around, I'm not distracted, because it is, people do prey on women with children, unfortunately, because they know they can use your children to get to you. That is just an unfortunate reality of the world. So try to be aware of your surrounding when you are doing things like buckling car seats, because it would really suck to end up kind of in a vulnerable position because you weren't paying attention. So, it's my little tip of advice for self-defense, familial defense, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I didn't have to think about that too much because you and your sister were 3.5 years apart.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get shit on for this, but I did not keep my kids in car seats as long as you were supposed to. And the rules for car seats were different when my kids were little than they are now.
Yes.
So they weren't required to be in them as long back then. And yes, did the kids flip around the car? Yeah, probably, whatever. Everybody came out alive, so survivor bias. But so I didn't really have to think about that for very long, not much at all, because by the time I don't think I think I didn't, or she was in a booster seat, I think, when you were in an infant car seat, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So she climbed in herself, because she was 3.5 when she was born. So,
Well, and like my older child, my 3-year-old, I've pretty much trained him. I carry the little one because I she doesn't follow directions at this age. She's a year and a half. I carry her to the car and I open my son's door. I let him climb in and he'll get in his own seat. And then I shut the door and I go around to the other side, put my daughter in. And then I go back to his side and I check that his car seat's strapped in right because he can mostly buckle himself, but he needs some help. And just good practice anyway to not trust your kids until you know for a fact they can do it right. But that's how I handle it. And like when we are getting out of the car, I will make him get out first and he comes with me and he knows that he has to keep one hand on the car. Until I hold his hand, one hand stays on the car. The only reason I started doing that so strictly isn't even a concern about somebody coming up behind me. It's that my 3-year-old is a runner and he will run right for the road every single time. So he goes in the car first so I can see him and I know that he's contained and he's not going to take off running. But
and you were a runner, so you deserve it.
yeah, I totally. Oh my gosh, I didn't tell the story on here. So we stayed in a hotel recently. My husband bought a new car. We had to go pick it up. It's like a 4-hour drive to get there. So we stayed in a hotel with the kids, and then that did not work at all. So we stayed in a hotel, and it's not his first time in a hotel, but his first time where he's like old enough to be a menace. Um, and thank God that hotel had extra locks on the door that were way up high because it was 5 in the morning. I got up to go to the bathroom and I heard him shoot up out of bed, go, "Henry's awake." And then he went running across the room and he tried to rip the hotel door open and then had a whole meltdown, screaming, throwing a fit because he couldn't leave.
Mhm.
So have a contingency plan for those kids who like to elope because goodness.
Yeah, because I had a full coat Adam because of you.
Yeah.
And that's embarrassing. I mean, like, God love Walmart for having that plan in place. If you get a kid that's missing, I mean, they're on it. But, oh, people were giving me stink eye when I was leaving the store with her after I collected her from customer service.
Your party is waiting.
No, they're like, "We found the little blonde girl in the pink dress. You can collect her at customer service."
No, I was thinking about that time we lost Grandma in Hobby Lobby.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, we lost my grandmother in Hobby Lobby because she doesn't seem like she's going that fast, and then she's just gone.
Yeah, gone.
So we were joking
Like a
about
fart in the
like,
wind.
do we need to go to customer service and have them like call a code Adam for Grandma? Just as we were talking about it, we hear over the intercom, Jennifer and Lauren, your mother is waiting for you at customer service. And you know people thought it was going to be kids walking up there. And then it's me and my mother. I think I had my kid with me. Yeah.
Mhm.
But things to think about.
Yeah, you
Grocery
gotta keep an
pickup.
eye on those old people in the store because, like you said, they do not look like they're moving fast. But I knew Dad's grandma. She disappeared. Like she didn't. I feel like move that quickly. I couldn't find her for like 20 minutes. I went down like every aisle. I'm like, where is she? Like she can't be. I don't know. She was going to get light bulbs and then she just disappeared.
I mean, you do that too, though.
Okay, I'm not a little old lady.
You're not a
I'm
little old lady, but like, I'll be like, all right, I'm going one aisle over to grab something.
yeah,
I
but
come
I
back and
move
you're halfway across
fast.
the store.
Yeah, but I don't move like at a snail's pace like an old lady though. So
Right.
yeah, they do though.
Marco Polo is a great way to find your mom in the
Yeah.
grocery store. If you want to teach that one to your kids.
I know people probably hate it when we're in the store. We still do it, but we used to
We
do it like when she was a teenager. I couldn't find her or whatever. I'd be like, Marco,
like
and they're
super obnoxiously. Well,
Polo.
and I did it once in the store. I yelled Marco, and some guy was like, Polo. And I was like, no, I'm not looking for you.
You were not invited to play, sir.
Right? I think he just thought we were like teenagers having a good old time. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to find my mom.
Yes, we try to keep things real safe. We play Marco Polo.
I mean, have some contingencies, you know? It's all I'm saying. Just like having a code word.
We didn't know playing Marco Polo with.
Marco Polo kind of
To be
happened
fair, like
organically.
she was a teenager, and I knew that she could handle business. She didn't really need me to handle business at that point. She got it.
Yeah.
Except for you couldn't do anything about a dude in produce. Like I don't
I
understand
was
that.
11.
Yeah, but
I was 11.
all right.
And to be fair, he didn't seem like immediate threat. He was just like, oh, this dude's like skeezy.
He was leaning on the cart so that you guys wouldn't go anywhere. He was like sleazing all over you two. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't
So,
care. They're fine.
yeah, it's fine. Now, I saw somebody the other day, we were talking, like, we mentioned code words. And you can have code words for all sorts of things. Like, I know a lot of families have them for, like, if you're at a friend's house and you want me to pick you up, like, no questions asked, you say the code word. I saw somebody say that they had a code word for if their friend or somebody they know is ever stuck in, like, a Groundhog Day situation. And they said nobody but them knows the code word. So if somebody ever comes to me and says, hey, I've relived this day like 16 times, it's always the same, you go, okay, well, next time you relive the day, you need to tell me the code word, and it's going to be this. And then when the day happens again and they tell them the code word, they're like, then I'll know. And
Okay,
it's
so
like, that's a
Dad and
weird contingency there.
Dad and I have a. You want to know what we have a code word for?
I know what your code word is for.
So, if one of us dies and somebody says they've contacted my husband if he dies before me or me if I die, we will know if they're actually talking to our spirit because we have a code word and it's douchebag.
Is that what it was?
It's
I thought
douchebag.
douchebag was our abduction code word.
I think douchebag's our word for everything.
I thought yours for the medium was F off and die.
I think it's douchebag. Is it fuck off? Oh, great. Now Dad's not going to know if it's me or not because I don't know.
Because you can't remember the code word.
I think it's douchebag. Douchebags if you get abducted?
Yeah, that was our
Okay,
original
apparently
code
we
word.
need to come up with new code words because with the Chiari malformation that we've got going on, nobody remembers what's for what.
Oh my gosh. So we're in the mom groups and they do theme days now for the meal group. And I swear that the theme day was off topic Tuesday. But apparently it's off topic Thursday. So it
That's
was,
stupid. Why would it be off topic Thursday?
I don't know, whatever. I don't care, but I'm supposed to do the off topic day this week. So I was all ready to make my post. And then I looked at the graphic and it said Thursday. And I was
Well,
like, oh no, am I starting to get dementia? And
yeah, probably.
they were like, are you really worried about dementia? I'm like, yeah, it can be a symptom of Chiari malformation. Yes, I
Yeah, I
am
have some pretty
absolutely
serious
worried about it.
dementia.
Yeah.
I had like serious dementia. Like they really could have put me in a memory care unit.
Yeah. That's why I was
I
like,
would have been a wanderer.
oh no, the dementia's setting in. So if you have a neurological condition that causes dementia, maybe get in the habit for your own safety of writing notes about things.
But if you write down your code word, so now I don't know Dad, if I die first and I call him a douchebag, he's gonna be like, "That's not my wife. She was supposed to tell me fuck off."
Well, I've come up with a plan that if I ever get abducted and they make me call you to tell you that, like, I'm fine and I'm just going to be away for a weekend or something, I'm just going to say something really out of character. Like, I'm so sorry I can't be home. I was really looking forward to doing those dishes.
No, I mean I would know. Like
You would know.
honestly, I would know. I always know. Cause remember with the whole Paige's ex trying to pretend to be her, I knew.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, he tried to contact me on social media to get information. She was in an abusive situation, and I knew it wasn't her.
yeah, and so parents of older kids, if you get a text from your kid but something doesn't feel right, make them call you. Make sure you hear their voice because anyone can send a text from their phone.
Well, remember, Paige wouldn't call me,
Yes.
and I told her, I'm like, if I don't hear your voice in the next 2 minutes, I am calling the police. And then she called me, God, Mom, what? And I'm like, hey, I don't know who. It could be anybody texting on your phone.
Right. Well, and I think we said it about medical stuff, but like when in doubt, it never hurts to check things out. So, like, if you've got something hinky going on and you just aren't sure, but you have kind of a bad feeling, it doesn't hurt to call the non emergency number and see if they want to send a cop out or something.
I literally always trust my hinky feelings.
Yeah, there's a book about it. I think we've mentioned it before, but The Gift of Fear. I actually saw somebody else recommending it recently too. If you can find the book The Gift of Fear, it's a good read. Listen to your instincts, but like I found a knife in the yard. I found a knife in the yard in a very obvious place that I walk all the time. It's not one of our knives. Makes no sense that it could have been there for 6 years and we would have never seen it. So I called the sheriff's office and was like, it's hinky. I don't know if I should report it. They came out, they did a report. My husband goes, do you really think it's that serious? I'm like, I have a weird gut feeling about it. So I'm going to get the report so we at least have a paper trail if something else weird happens. And I'll put a picture of the knife because, like, it's not something I could have missed when it's a spot that I literally walk through 2 to 3 times a day. So,
Yeah. I mean, and, sometimes my intuition has been wrong. Like, there was a time there was a kid screaming, "You're not my dad," and there was a man in the back seat with the kid, like, and they were having a tussle basically, and this kid is screaming, "You're not my dad! Get off of me! You're not my dad!" So like, I opened the car door and I pulled the man out. Yeah.
yeah.
And he's like, I am his dad, and I'm trying to put his seatbelt on, and the kid's like, "You're not my dad," blah, blah, blah. And so the guy explains to me that he's not his dad, he's his stepdad, and his stepson's being a poopy doo, won't put his seatbelt on. He's trying to get a seatbelt on so we can get him home. And I mean, like, obviously the guy wasn't trying to get away or anything, so I was like, oh, I think this really is this kid's stepdad, but I've come this far at this point. So I'm like, well, let's just call the police and wait for the police to get here. And he's like, all right. you
Yeah.
know? So the police come, whatever. They verify, yes, this is his stepdad, and the kid was being a butthead, whatever. And I'm just thinking, like, oh, you're in so much trouble when you get home, kiddo. But my intuition was not correct that time. But but you know what I mean. Better safe than sorry. So
Dude, I've got like horrible intuition with Ava, and I blame it on her like cries all sounding the same. So her I'm really pissed off because you won't let me do something cry is the same as her I'm in horrible pain cry. So there's been so many times where she's fallen and hurt herself, and I'm like, "You're fine, kid, walk it off." And then she stands up and she's got like blood leaking out of her face. And I'm like, "Oh my God." So like worst mother ever. And then there were times where it was like this looks hinky. We're going to rush to the emergency room only to find out there's nothing wrong. So my instincts with Ava are just wrong all across the board.
My
But
instincts with your sister were better than they were with you.
yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
with Henry too, I've had things where it just seemed like a sign or instincts or whatever, and I went to get it checked out. It turned out to be nothing. So I don't know. Maybe I'm overly cautious with my kids sometimes, and then other times I just suck.
I think I don't know. I don't think there's such a thing as being overly look, to me, I would rather be wrong 100 times in that direction than one time you biff it because you think it's nothing serious and then it ends up being something serious and time was of the essence. So,
Well, and that was the thing with the infantile spasms, because
mhm,
it really did look like Henry was
it
having them,
did.
and the neurology team at the children's hospital even agreed, so like there was some validation there, but it turned out to be nothing. But it is one of those things where time is of the essence, and it can be fixed, like it can be treated, but it has to be treated very quickly. It's considered an emergency. So, did it seem ridiculous to drive all the way to Denver to be told that my kid's fine? A little bit, but on the other hand, what if he hadn't been? And I had
Yeah,
waited.
but they did monitor him over the night and everything. So the takeaway from that, yes, he ended up being fine, but she knew for a certainty by the time she took him home that he was fine.
Right, it wasn't
Like they
just
proved he was fine.
right, and that
That's
was like
worth the drive.
the kids today. My kids have been sick for the last few days. I called their pediatrician. Pediatrician said, let's get him seen just to be safe, which I was kind of leaning that way anyway. Turns out, yeah, viral stomach bug. They got more Zofran, so hey, at least we got more Zofran out of the deal because we're probably all about to be sick.
Yeah, but I hope not because Aaliyah's party's on Saturday.
I hope not. I know I packed Andy a Zofran in his lunch with a little note that said just in case. He's like, do you really think I'm going to need it? I'm like, oh, if it's viral, you really don't want to miss out on this overtime, so Zofran will cover you for 12 hours. Always planning ahead.
Yeah, we're planners.
Yeah.
Sort of. I plan for things, but then I fly by the seat of my pants. It's like I'm a weird contradiction all over the place.
Yeah, I have found if I don't have something like important written on my to-do list, though, I will totally biff it and forget all about it, like signing that lady's book at the bank. So
Yeah, did you need to
I'm going to email her. If she's there tomorrow, I will go after I go to the vet.
okay.
So, but I think that wraps it for this one.
Yeah, I don't even know. We were gonna do crunchy workout people, and we didn't even do that.
We didn't even get close to that. We started
We
talking
just
about
started talking about
knives and
stupid shit.
stupid shit. This might just be like a stupid shit episode.
Like, here's my machete. It's fun for the whole family.
Right? It was just a little knifey show and tell. And I talked about mascara. So make sure your eyelashes are on point, be aware of your
Oh, you know
surroundings,
what
and get a
though?
machete.
There's a lot of mascaras right now that have like that burgundy color. I don't know. For those who are like into black, brown, whatever, try a burgundy, especially if you have blue eyes.
I really need to try some burgundy mascara, but I love this Sky Tubes
Because
crap.
look
They
at
needed it in more colors.
you can't tell that my eye or that my mascara is burgundy, right? But
Right.
look how blue my eyes are.
Yeah.
It's because the reds, the blues of my eyes. So
Yeah, my eyes have looked more blue the redder my face gets today. It's really hot in this office.
that happens too. Yeah.
Yeah. But, all right, this has been a weird one. So, hope you enjoyed that. Good luck. Good luck out there.
Stay safe, bitches.